here's something weird this week we found out. Now, David Heyman, the producer of the Harry Potter franchise and, of course, the kind of spin-off prequel, Fantastic Beasts, and Where to Find Them, he told, I think it was Variety, he's producing a Willy Wonka movie. Now, it's not the Roald Dahl Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which we've now had 2 versions of, with the old Gene Wilder one and, of course, the Burton Depp remake. This is going to be a Willy Wonka early years movie, not an origin story. They said they were kind of weird about the language, but what do you think about, like, basically trying to turn Wonka into its own kind of IP? A Wonka will rise.
I think it's a little soon, because the Depp Burton version was not that long ago. We're talking a couple of years. Interesting. I think the world of, by the time in both films, by the time you get to Willy Wonka, he's fully formed. He's almost at the edge of his retirement. And there are definitely a ton of stories, just like in the books, there's a ton of stories to tell there. I'm just curious if the audience is interested or not.
I do wonder. Maybe part of it is, from the producer of Harry Potter, gives it that bit more prestige and a bit more, this won't suck, frankly, is what, what you're buying because I think, I could be wrong, and I didn't check this before I came in, but I think David Heyman also produced Paddington Bear. Which was good, which was surprisingly good.
It's fun.
And we all thought it was going to suck, and we all had great fun with the creepy bear effects when it first came out. Like, I loved all the memes about him, like, sneaking up behind people like a horror character. But in the context of the movie, it actually worked and was quite, cute.
Kidman was great.
And they're making another one.
Really?
I think, what's his butt? Hugh Grant is going to be in it too. And so they've released a teaser poster already for it. Right. So Paddington's coming back. But anyways, my point is that maybe you could make a Willy Wonka work, but I think it comes down to who plays him. Now,
casting speculation time.
We have and our suggestions. Now, I'm going to go
to say who's your number 1, number 2 pick.
I'm thinking David Heyman, and sure, this might not be the most imaginative leap here, but he did produce Fantastic Beasts and he did produce Harry Potter. What do you think about Daniel Radcliffe as young Willy Wonka?
That makes sense.
Right? He could kind of do it. He's got the quirkiness now, and he's grown as an actor even more. Just watching him from the very first Harry Potter movie to the last one, the kid just got his groove finally, and he's not very good in the first one, but come on, he's just a little kid. Know? And then by the time he gets to the end of that series, to Deathly Hallows 2, he's such a good young actor, and now you see him up through like Swiss Army Man, and he's a young man now, and he's a good, solid actor, and I think he could bring just enough kind of offbeat kind of
there's
quality
quirk,
to it.
There's a kind of a youthfulness about him, which you got with Depp, and you got
quite maybe all
something
there,
a little weird. He'd be a perfect choice.
You know who else could be kind of interesting? And he's in Fantastic Beasts, and he's also soon to be The Flash, Ezra Miller. Now, I don't know, did you see We Need to Talk About Kevin?
No.
That is such a good movie.
I always hear
that. Guys, you got to go see that one. That's a great movie. He's scary as hell in that movie. It's basically about this kid, Tilda Swinton plays his mom, and he's a bad seed, and it really speaks to the sort of the era of school shooters and all that sort of thing. But Ezra Miller is just fantastic in it. So that's why when you see him as like quirky, funny Barry Allen, it's like this kid's got range. So I think he might not be such a bad choice for Willy Wonka as well.
Doing the off-kilter kind of.
Yeah. Now, we also were kicking around a couple of folks before we start recording. I'm going to slaughter his name. Tom, my producer, told me how to say it. Richard
Moss from IT Crowd.
Ayoade. Richard Ayoade. Now, he's a filmmaker and he's a funny guy. He did the movie The Double.
He passes the quirk test, but you were saying he did.
Well, he did this movie The Double. He directed it, but you guys would know him from just his look. Like he's got kind of he's
big afro.
He's got big eyes, but he's got like he would have been a great doctor in Doctor Who.
Oh yeah.
You know, or yeah, I also suggested like he'd be a great one to take over as Q in the Bond movies.
Yeah.
But he's got that slightly offbeat thing. Like there's a benevolence to him, but I could see him going flipping, like, you know. And I think Wonka kind of needs that.
Yeah. If you haven't seen the IT Crowd, go find it. He's great in it.
Yeah. Anybody else jump to mind? I mean, I guess maybe McAvoy, but maybe he's a little too easy.
He's a little straightforward.
What about Joaquin Phoenix?
I'm sure that would fall under things that he would probably think about, like, oh, okay, maybe
Yeah.
He seems to always be up for a challenge.
Yeah.
And I think this would be a little out of his zip code. And like, I'll try it.
Yeah. So. Well, we want to hear your suggestions. Who do you think could be the new Willy Wonka? What do you think of ours? Are they completely left field? Do they suck? Are they good? Let us know in the comments.
Who was your favorite Willy Wonka?
Exactly. Yeah. That's a good one.